All right, let's get into it. Today, we are diving deep into the pilot script of HBO's Silicon Valley. We're going to see exactly how a website that nobody wanted accidentally becomes a billion-dollar idea, and how that sparks an all-out war between two of the biggest egos in tech.
And we have to start with this line from the legendary and, let's be honest, super weird billionaire investor, Peter Gregory. This quote, it just perfectly sets the tone for the entire show. It's this razor-sharp jab at a tech world where, a lot of the time, genius and total nonsense sound exactly the same. So, our story doesn't kick off in some sleek, fancy office. Nope. We start in a messy, chaotic hacker house. And this is where we meet our hero, Thomas. He's a brilliant programmer for sure, but he's also incredibly insecure and just trying to fly under the radar. Okay, so this whole house is run by a guy named Ehrlich. He's this kind of washed-up entrepreneur who acts like a landlord/self-proclaimed guru. The deal is he lets these coders live there for free, but he gets a 10% cut of any idea that actually makes it big. The place is basically an incubator for guys like Big Head, whose big world-changing idea is an app called Nipalert. Yeah. And this, right here, this is Thomas's baby, PyPiper. He has poured his heart and soul into it. It's a music site that's supposed to help songwriters check for copyright issues. The only problem? Literally nobody cares. To everyone, especially Ehrlich, PyPiper is a complete joke. And this is where it all comes to a head. Ehrlich, who thinks of himself as the next Steve Jobs, and he's very, very clear that he's Jobs, not Wozniak. He tells Thomas that he's out, he's getting evicted. And why? Because his crap website is taking up space that could be used for the real next big thing. Ouch. But of course, here comes the twist. Because buried deep, deep inside the code of this totally useless music site is something Thomas built that is anything but useless. It's a secret, and it's about to change everything. So to get away from the misery at the hacker house, Thomas goes to his other miserable place, his day job at this massive Google-like company called Boodle. And just to get these two obnoxious programmers off his back, he shows them Pied Piper, pretty much expecting them to tear it apart, which they do at first. So these guys decide to run a little test. They pull up a totally standard uncompressed music file. You know the type. It's big, it's clunky, it eats up a ton of data. Pretty standard stuff. And the file size? It's a whopping 4.5 gigabytes. Okay, that's our starting point. Keep that number in your head. Then, basically as a joke, they take a similar file and run it through the back end of Thomas's little Pied Piper site, using this compression tool he'd built just for his own project. And right here, this is the holy crap moment. The file size drops to 1.5 gigabytes. Thomas, without even trying, without even realizing it, created a totally revolutionary, lossless compression algorithm. He accidentally solved one of the biggest problems in all of tech. All of a sudden, the bullies are not laughing anymore, they're just stunned. The sound quality is perfect, but the file is impossibly small. And word about this thing just spreads like wildfire through the entire Boodle campus. And that word travels fast, all the way to the top. All the way to Boodle's CEO and Chief Innovation Officer, the intimidating, ruthless corporate titan, Gavin Belson. See, Gavin's whole philosophy is pretty simple. It's all about control and acquisition. He doesn't really innovate himself. He finds innovation, and then he just consumes it. And he has definitely just found his next meal. So he pulls Thomas into his office, and after this really condescending first offer of $600,000, Gavin gets a whiff that someone else might be interested. So he panics, and he just blurts out a number that makes the whole room go silent. $10 million. But right then, just as Thomas's brain is about to melt, a call comes in. And who is it? It's Peter Gregory, that eccentric billionaire from the beginning. Someone tipped him off about the algorithm. Now, if Gavin Belson is the big, bad corporate machine, Peter Gregory is the exact opposite. He's this chaotic, anti-establishment genius who genuinely believes college is worthless and that all true innovation comes from people who drop out and reject the system. And his offer totally reflects that. It's not $10 million, it's $100,000. I mean, it's an almost insulting number in comparison. But here's the catch. It's not an offer to buy the algorithm, it's an investment in the company. He's not offering a payout. He's offering Thomas a chance to actually build this thing himself. So this is it. This is the core dilemma. In just a few minutes, Thomas has gone from being kicked out of his house to facing this impossible choice. Does he take the $10 million from Boodle, become a millionaire overnight, but give up his creation forever? Or does he take a tiny fraction of that from Peter Gregory for just a chance, not a guarantee, just a chance to build something that's actually his? I mean, you can just feel the panic. Thomas is completely overwhelmed. He actually looks at Boodle's contract and realizes it's a 30-year deal where they would own every idea he ever has. That $10 million suddenly starts to feel a lot like a beautiful golden cage. And the decision really starts to crystallize after he gets his one piece of advice from Monica, who's Peter Gregory's head of operations. She makes him see that maybe his talent is worth more than just a one-time check, that his real value is in solving huge problems, and it's time he solved his own. So, he does it. He turns down the money. And Gavin Belson's response? It is swift and it is absolutely brutal. He doesn't see a respectable competitor, he just sees a personal insult. And in that one moment, he flips from being a potential buyer to a sworn enemy, promising to use every resource he has to just crush Thomas and his tiny new company. And that is where the pilot leaves us. Thomas chose his creation over cash. He chose to be a founder. But the script leaves us with this huge, terrifying, and honestly thrilling question. What happens now? How do you even begin to build your dream when one of the most powerful people in your world has just declared total war on you?